you aren't willing to lay down your life for me, then we can't talk anymore, okay? Hey there, welcome to episode 2 of Savanna Shows. By now you know the deal. I'm going to try not to make this one 40 minutes. I'm tired, so I really don't want to talk for a long time, but I know that I can, especially about what I'm going to be talking about today. So for this episode, I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated read of 2025 that I just read a couple weeks ago. It came out September 30th. It is October 20th, so it has been like, 20 days since it's come out, and I still have not gotten over it. I literally read it like a couple days after I got it in the mail, and I was so proud of myself for like waiting a couple days. But today we're gonna be talking about Every Spiral of Fate. Okay, so this is the 4th installment in the, you can see here there's a nice little hole in my bookshelf, but it is the 4th book in the Woven Kingdon series. So you have, first of all, beautiful covers, all of them, but you have this Woven Kingdom, then you have these infinite threads, then you have all this twisted glory, and not finally, but 4th installment is Every Spiral of Fate. The 5th installment will be the final one that comes out hopefully next September. But who knows, because I did not just wait a year for this book. I waited a year and 7 months because I discovered this book at Walmart one time and it was like $10 and I was like, sounds okay. And I suffered through like the first 100 pages of that like fresh fantasy series phase where everything is just so confusing, and I was addicted and obsessed, so I immediately bought this book. And then I had to wait, I think it was only like, actually it might have been a year or like close to a year. Yeah, it was like 9 months, let's say, until this one came out. And this one came out in February of 2023. And then I waited until September of 2025 for this one. If that's not the correct dates, then I will put them up here, but it doesn't really matter that much because I'm going to be talking about this one. Before I get into it, I'll give you guys like a spoiler-free synopsis of the first book so that if this at all sounds interesting to you, that you can stop this video and come back once you've read them so you can see my thoughts and compare them to yours. Or if you're not interested, keep watching. Or if you like to go into books knowing something about them first, then that's okay too, and you can watch this whole thing. It's up to you. I don't even know if anybody will watch this, but if you're watching this, thank you. Okay, so the first book, it's called The Woven Kingdon. It's by Tahara Mafi. Tahara also wrote the Shatter Me series. That's my like second all-time favorite series up against this one. This one is my first favorite series. Okay, this one holds the top spot, at least, you know, at the moment. That could change. So basically we have a girl and her name is Alizeh. So she knows that she is the long-lost queen, long-lost heir to the throne of the Jinn people, which is like, they're like, I don't want to say immortal, but let's basically say that the Jinn are immortal, and then you have the humans who are called like the clay, because they can like be killed easier. The Jinn are like super strong and mighty, and they are like, the humans overthrow the Jinn like way before her time, and she is like the long lost queen because there's still Jinn in the world, but they're mistreated. So she's like the long lost queen, and she has to hide in plain sight, and she works as a servant, and she's incredibly mistreated. And one day, basically, like her whole life just changes, and she was in hiding for so long, and it's like, you're gonna see her kind of be forced to be put out in the open. So her name is Alizeh, and you have like an amazing cast of characters. This one is, I would say, the worst just because it's like enjoyment level, like it's not bad. I'm just saying this is the worst for like my enjoyment because it's a lot of world building and a lot of introductions of characters that are going to be important later, but you're kind of like, what is going on? Like I remember being so incredibly confused, and then I was obsessed from, you know, a certain point on. So that's this one, and that is basically the most spoiler-free synopsis that I can give you. It's honestly better to go in blind because you find out so much that's important later on and through the book. And through the book, like we're still finding things out. There's still things that we don't know. There's still things happening. So that's like the spoiler-free part, and this part is going to be filled with spoilers and me just talking about my thoughts. So warning you now, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't keep watching. But if you don't mind, or you're never going to read it or whatever, then watch on. So basically, Alizeh and Kamran, they like have a sort of like thing for each other. We don't care about him, right? Then enter Cyrus. I think about Cyrus every single day, like all day long. I'm just thinking about him because he's such a good main character. And Alizeh is a perfect female main character. She's relatable and attainable, but she's also like perfect and pure and lovely. And I aspire to be like her. And Cyrus, okay, like I can't even explain to you. He's basically introduced in this book, and that's where like everything starts and you just fall in love. And then this one, it gets even better. And then we have Every Spiral of Fate, which is the best one in the series yet. I haven't really, okay, that's a lie. I have thought about my rating. It's obviously a 6-star. Like I rate on a 5-star scale. I think I forgot to explain this last video. I rate on a 6 or a 5-star scale. 6 stars is like perfection, above perfection. It's like the best thing to ever be written. And I rate like not that many things 6 stars. I rate a lot of things like 4s and 3s. And 5. This 6-star because it's perfect and it needs nothing. I want for nothing here. I'm sorry, I'm already talking for so long. Okay, so basically the plot of this book, it's finally their wedding. Alizeh and Cyrus are getting married, and they're not getting married because they want to be married. They're getting married because they have to fulfill Cyrus's deal with the devil. And Cyrus is just a flawless, no, main character, I already said that, but the yearning and the tension is so good, because so much in the books leading up to this one, it was just Cyrus that was yearning, and Alizeh was just learning who Cyrus was. But now in this books, the roles are like, they're not reversed, but Alizeh is doing her yearning of her own, and that's so important, because I don't just want him to yearn and her just like, oh, like whatever, like I don't care about him. Like, no, I want her to care too. So she's finally kind of yearning back, and the tension is so good. And Tara, if she can do one thing, it's like like yearning, and you can like feel it. It's like palpable through the page. And also the vibes and like the aesthetic, the atmosphere of this fantasy world is like unmatched and unparalleled. Like the imagery that she uses and the details that she uses to describe things are beyond amazing. So 6 stars, and I love every single character. Well, that's a lie. I love Alizeh. I love Cyrus. I really like Hazan. He's a very, very funny, like comedic relief character. I'm not a fan of Kamran. If you remember, he's the guy that like is her first love interest. Cyrus is like her second love interest. I'm not a big fan of him because he just gets unbearable and he thinks he knows everything. And then Huda, I'm not a fan of her. I've not been really a fan of her this whole time. Like, I was okay with her, but she's just so unbearable and so annoying. I'm like, you and Kamran deserve each other. Like, get together already. Excuse me. Let me think what else. Oh, I was so mad when Cyrus didn't wear the wedding robes that Alizeh made for him, but I've seen a lot of conspiracies that there's gonna be like a second wedding that's like a real wedding when they actually get together. And he's gonna wear them then, which would be even more meaningful. But yeah, the way that she describes everything is very like, it's very colorful, it's very vivid, and I love that. Like, I love being able to see things. And yeah, and I mean, obviously you can tell she's very much a like visual person, because all the books and the covers are beautiful. It's got this like beautiful like light green, and I'm a big fan of green. Green is like my favorite color, and this is like the exact shade that I want like tattooed on my body. It's like the Statue of Liberty, but in the most like euphoric way ever. So yeah, Enchanting, I just saw that in the synopsis. Enchanting, that is what this book is, that is what this series is, and I 100% recommend that you go read it. Now, if you're not already convinced, I am going to also, I think I'm gonna put like the actual synopsis of the first book in the description so that you guys can like know what I'm talking about, and then you can go and read for yourself, because there's so much that I could talk about. I could talk about this for hours, but I don't want this one to be 40 minutes. You feel me? I don't think that's realistic. But perfect. And I'm going to read you guys some quotes so that if you're still watching and you haven't already read it, then you can see for yourself how amazing it is. Okay, first of all, we're gonna start off with, in every book she has like 1 or 2 of these at the beginning. This book she had 3. I didn't even. Okay, so the first one, they asked, "Do you love her to death?" I said, "Speak of her over my grave and watch how she brings me back to life." Attributed to Mahmoud Darwish. Can we talk about it? I don't want to talk about it. I just want this tattooed on my forehead. Okay, speak of her over my grave and watch how she brings me back to life. Massive foreshadowing to what happens in the book. Massive. Okay. Insane. I'm just gonna spoil it for you guys. Like, if you're still watching, spoilers are coming ahead, because I'm gonna drop some direct quotes. Okay, then the next one, how shall a man escape from that which is written? How shall he flee from his destiny? Abu Ghashem Ferdowsi. The third one, do a good deed and throw it in the river. One day it will come back to you in the desert. Sadi Shirazi. So they're just like beautiful and like cool quotes. And also, every chapter from the first book is in, I believe, I'm sorry, I'm gonna embarrass myself, I believe this is Arabic. Okay, so like, oh, so like, let us remember versus, hold on, I'm about to just start reading it again. I believe those are Arabic numbers. Okay, for context, this quote is they're about to get married. They're getting ready to go get married, like I said, not out of love, but to fulfill the prophecy, or to like, he has a deal with the devil that like he didn't make it with the devil, but he has to like do these things to get out of it, and one of them is marry her. So her gown was an extraordinary accomplishment of tulle and diamonds done in an uncommon shade of ice blue. The pigment was so pale it tricked the mind, presenting as nearly white. He'd seen the garment hanging in her window earlier and had given it little consideration, but seeing it now, fitted to her body. The subtle hue brilliantly complemented her eyes, which shone almost silver through the sheer, cascading floor-length veil, artfully draped over her head and face. She was ethereal, glittering softly as she drew near the light canting in through the windows. Cyrus felt as if he'd sighted the stars for the first time, irrevocably changed in the aftermath of perceiving the infinite universe. He was hardly aware of the others, of their ebullient exclamations. Hazan had said something, certainly. Huda was clapping her hands together in delight, but Cyrus couldn't hear anything beyond the pounding of his own heart, and only then did he realize she was looking at him, waiting for him to speak. So many things to unpack here. First of all, her writing is so poetic. I can't even say it out loud because it's so artfully written that I'm like tripping over the words. Also, I'm terrible at pronouncing the names out loud. I'm also terrible at pronouncing some of the words that she uses because they're so, my sister's talking, so sophisticated. But let's talk about the imagery used for like to explain her gown and the way that the light goes in, it is so poetic. And then my favorite line maybe of this whole book is, Cyrus felt as if he'd sighted the stars for the first time, irrevocably changed in the aftermath of perceiving the infinite universe. Let me just dumb that down. He feels like he's just seen the universe for the first time, and he is completely like a new person, like being completely changed by seeing the universe. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? She's not his world. She's his universe, guys. Okay? Yeah, so it's not healthy how obsessed I am with them, with him, with this book. Okay, so the next one I didn't realize was literally right on the next page whenever I stopped the clips. I could have just kept going. But it says, when she moved, he fought to remain still. When she breathed, he wanted to draw breath. Every aspect of him was now tuned precisely to her, and like a compass searching for true north, he felt frenzy when she was out of sight. Like, are you kidding me right now? I cannot get over it. Okay, this next one is actually insane. It's just a bit further through the book. But he says, I'll say this once, Angel, for I feel you should be warned. No man alive has ever loved a woman the way that I love you, and I would rather die, bad word as I am, than disgrace us both with the pitiful, unrequited performance of my heart. Okay, like, let's just talk about how poetic all this is. Like, I think part of my obsession stems from the way that it's written, because the way that it's written changes everything. Like, instead of saying, I love you more than anybody has ever loved anybody ever, he's like, no man alive has ever, like, the yearning, the poeticness of everything, and it just mixed with everything, like the characters and who they are and their backstories and like the imagery and the setting, like it just, everything goes together in this like fantastical, mystical, beautiful, heart-wrenching story that is just like, I cannot wait for the 5th book, and I want to reread this right now. Just looking at these quotes, I want to reread the whole thing. Last book that I read by her, Watch Me Up There, that one, I read and immediately restarted and read it again, and that's the first time I've ever done that. Usually I like put it down and then pick it back up like a few months later. No, I close the book to open it back up to the first page, and that's what I want to do right now. Okay, this next quote is basically, there's like this door that in order to get, like, she as the like lost queen, she has like these hidden powers that are like, or like this hidden magic that only she can like unlock. This is incredibly like layman's terms or whatever for what actually happens, but she has to like get her magic from this like mountain, because it's like a mineral that's mined in this story, and in order to get it, she has to have like 5 people who'd be willing to die for her, and the 4 people go up, and then the 5th guy goes up, which is Kamran, her first love interest, and he goes up and he goes like knock on the door to prove that he would like die for her, and nothing happens. Okay, and so they're like, oh no, like what do we do? And they're freaking out because they're like, there's 5 of them, then there's Alizeh, then there's Cyrus, and they're like, you can't Cyrus, you can't do it because you have to deal with the devil, your life is not your own. But he's like, you know what, he's fighting with Kamran, and here, I'll just read this to you. You hypocritical bastard, said Kamran icidly. Sorry, I'm like struggling over words. You think you're so superior, why don't you come knock at the door? It's because you know that you are too dark of heart to pass such a test. You speak to me of faithlessness when you'd willingly sacrifice your soul at the altar of the devil. Should he so much as suggest that you do so? Cyrus shot Kamran a hateful look before he set off toward the door. Omid gasped. Cyrus, stop, said Hazan angrily. This is ridiculous. You are bound to the devil. You cannot participate. Alizeh was stunned, rooted to the ground. Cyrus had hardly reached the threshold when the door gave a thunderous, ear-splitting boom, then shattered into pieces with the force of a thunderclap. Huda screamed. In the preceding cacophony of crashing debris, Cyrus stood painfully still, only his chest heaving. It was in the moments after the chaos, when silence fell as a disorienting spell upon them all, that he finally lifted his head. He directed his gaze at Kamran. What do you know of sacrifice? He said. Goosebumps, okay? Like, I'm not being dramatic. Sorry, my name is Alizeh now. I'm the hidden, I'm the lost Jinn queen. My name is Alizeh now. Because seriously, just get out. Just, if you aren't going to speak to me like that, if you weren't willing to lay down your life for me, then we can't talk anymore, okay? Because it's just absolutely insane to me. And also, what do you know of sacrifice? Kamran, is playing the victim, playing like he's, like Cyrus is the one that upset her, and he's like, oh no you didn't, he's like, that's it, that is it. He's had enough of him, and he humbled him, he sat him right down. So we love to see it, and I just love Cyrus, and he's just so down bad is the only word that I can think of. Enamored. Okay, so bottom line is, go read it, go buy it, go feel the pain that I feel, because it's a necessary pain that is so worth it, so incredibly worth it. This obsession doesn't stop. Look at how beautiful they look together. Don't you want these? Don't you want to own these? Right? Like, look at how beautiful the colors go together. Insane. So go buy them, go read them, go be obsessed with them just like me, so then we can talk about it together. I'm thinking of what else I need to say. I don't think there's anything else. See you guys next time.